Okay, here we are, round 3. Last round, almost to the end. We need to move our mats because we are going back to that lunge. So move your mats off the ground. Let's get our straps back to mid-length. And we are going to work a little bit of balance. So we had our split lunge, sorry. There we go. We had our split lunge that we started with in round 1, and we had our movement with our step back lunge. Now we're gonna add just a wee bit of balance in there. So we're starting, what are we doing? We're balance lunge, we're mid-length, we are facing the anchor point, making sure I got all my ducks in a row here, and our arms are just out in front of us a little bit, enough to where we can step back comfortably and still keep our upper body lifted. So let's find that balance on that right leg. I'm gonna have this left leg off the ground, and we're just going to lunge back as if we're gonna put this toe on the ground, but we're not. So let's start by first doing the step back. So we've stepped back, our foot's on the ground, and let's squeeze that glute, lift our leg up off the ground, and stand back up. So we'll do a couple of those, and then we'll see about a slightly different version. So step back lunge, elevator up and down, squeeze and grab that strap and lift up. So if you don't have straps, this can be pretty challenging. I would say maybe grab a chair or something that you feel is really sturdy. So maybe not a chair, maybe more like a wall or something, or stick with the step back lunge. It's still gonna get you plenty of work in those legs. So let's keep going here. So we'll step back, lift that, squeeze that glute in the left glute, lift that leg up off the ground and stand back up. 2 more times, step back, squeeze that glute, lift that foot up off the ground and stand back up. Last time, step back, squeeze that glute, lift that leg up off the ground and stand back up. Now you could also never put that foot back there if your balance is solid. So we'll do a couple of those. If you don't feel this working for you, just do the step back lunge without doing the balance part. So I'm gonna keep this foot up, and I'm just gonna step back into this lunge and lower down without putting my foot on the ground and step back up. So work really hard on keeping that torso straight up and down. Just gonna do 3 more of these, and I'm really utilizing my strap at this point, which is why this could be really difficult if you don't have one. So if you don't have one, I would say stick with that step back lunge. You're still getting plenty of work. It's just different. Last one there. Whew, feeling that in my glute. So this is, when you do the balance, it gets a little more into your glutes. So you're stabilizing these hips instead of just working your quads and building up some muscle there. So it's just different. All right, so other leg. Find that balance on that left leg now. And we're gonna step back in that lunge, squeeze that right glute, lift that foot off the ground and stand back up. Whew. Step back again, squeeze that glute, stand back up. Step back, squeeze, lift, and up. Step back, squeeze, lift, and up. One more time, stepping back, squeezing, lifting, and standing back up. Ooh. Okay, so same thing. We don't have to put this foot on the ground at all, but of course, stick with that if that's a good level for you right now. So I can lift this right leg up off the ground, step back, make sure your torso is staying honest. So we're just lifting and lowering. The torso is not, when I mean keeping it honest, I mean not leaning forward or arching your back, anything like that. Your hips and your shoulders and your low back is not moving at all. So squeezing and leaning or stepping back, balancing up, squeeze back again, balance up. Let's do 2 more of these like that. My toe is not touching the ground, but you could, if that's where your level is and you need to find your balance, feel free to touch the ground. Last one there. Woo. So you'll feel your glute getting active in that one. Okay, so moving on, we're gonna do another version of our push-up. So we're gonna need our mats, and we're gonna need to adjust our straps again. So get your mats first. We're going to right up underneath the anchor point here. Get your straps back to mid-calf again. And we are going to do very similar push-up to what we did. We did the atomic push-up before. Now we're gonna do an oblique atomic push-up. So it's very similar to what we had in round 2. Like I said, we're just building on stuff that we started with in the initial round 1. So for this oblique one, I'm gonna show you what it looks like. I think that would have helped last time a little bit to just show you what it looks like first. However, I'm not going to do the push-up off of my knees. I'm going to stick on my knees. So the oblique push-up, if I'm doing my hips in line with my knees, in line with my shoulders, it's going to look like this. You're going to do one push-up. You're going to find that plank. You're going to come to your right knee, crunch in, and then you're going to crunch in to your left elbow, sorry. And then your knees come back down, and you do another push-up, and so on and so forth from there. If you are not coming up off of your knees, let's do that version. So I'm going to have my knees underneath square underneath my hips here. Hands are directly under my shoulders. I do my push-up. And then if you're not coming up into the plank to do that part, I would say bring a knee to your elbow, and then bring a knee to your elbow. And just alternate which one you do first, and then push up again. So that's the first level. If you want to do the plank level, then let's come out to the knees in line with the hips, in line with your shoulders. We'll do our push-up, press up into our plank. I'm going to do a left first, and back, and right, and back. Knees are going to come down. We're going to push up. So we'll do 4 more. Plank up. I'm going to go right first, and then left. Knees down. This will be number 3 coming up. Oh, see, it's already hard. You don't need many of these. So left first this time. Right. Knees down. Only 2 more, y'all. That's number 2 for the push-up. I can't remember which way I went first, so we're going to go right and then left. Knees are going to come down. Last push-up, I'm going to go left first this time. So push up, press up to that plank, left, and then right. Woo! Oh, and bring your feet out of those straps. Wipe the sweat away and come back into a child's pose just so we can stretch those arms out a little bit. Remember, we're really utilizing this push-up as a upper body exercise, even though it's got a lot of core elements in it. So your arms really should be feeling it right now. Okay, last version of our leg raise is obviously the most challenging. So heads underneath the anchor point, arms in the foot, or hands at the foot cradles, pressing that low back into the ground always. And this time we're going to have straight legs. If straight legs is too much, if you already know round 2 was enough, just keep with the bent legs. So I'm going to lift my legs straight off the ground, and I'm just going to come down maybe 3 to 6 inches and back up. So I'm just coming down a little bit with both legs straight, just enough to feel it catch. I'm just coming down to that spot where I feel like I couldn't keep my form. So I'm never coming down so far that my low back lifts off the ground. Just where I can keep good form. It's not important that this look like some huge movement. It's just important that you keep your form. This is about you. It's not about what you look like. Whew. And you should feel it before too long, because I'm already starting to really feel this. So we'll do 3, 2, and 1. Knees into your chest, hug them in, rock from side to side, and that is the end of round 3. So, having gone through all this workout now, I am going to model in our next round, in our last round with our cardio where you pick your level. I'm going to model level 1. I think level 1's plenty. We've already done a lot. If you want, you can do a round up from there, only if you feel really confident and you're really solid in your positions. You've been doing this for a while, you can do that. I'm going to model level 1 though, just to, I think it's enough. So grab a little bit of water. We're going to do our cardio round, and then we'll be done.